Hello, everyone. Jose J. Garcia with Garcia Mobile Home University here. My guest for today, very special guest. He is an entrepreneur. He is an app designer, CEO, and co-founder of Clubify. Saqib Dareshani, how are you?
Doing fantastic. How are you, Jose?
Well, we were just talking about that. I'm a little cold because I'm back north, but I can't complain because I'm in Georgia and you're in Canada, so I'm sure the weather is a bit different.
Yes, yes, it
Yes, sir.
is.
But thank you for joining me on here. So I'm a fan. I follow a lot of the social media that you have, and great stuff. But for those that don't know you, tell us about you.
Sure, and sure. I'd be love to tell you guys about what I'm all about and the journey I've embarked on. And every day I'm just empowered by it and energized by it. But yeah, just to give you guys a bit of background. So computer engineer by profession, and in 2010, actually taught a university course on app development here in lovely Ottawa, Canada, where it's minus 24 out today.
Oh,
You know, beautiful city, but it's a little cold. But yeah, no, that course went really well, thankfully. There are PhD students there, there are people from the industry there, and so forth. So right after the course, I started getting, in 2010 again, right? Companies started contacting me saying, "Hey, Saqib, we'd like to, to build an app and so forth, right?" And in 2010, actually, was a relatively brand new concept, right? Because apps just came out in 2008, 2009, right? So yeah, so needless to say, I actually started my consulting company and was involved with over 500 apps and 65 million downloads for those clients. So, really grateful for the experience that I got there. But I noticed some troubling trends actually in 2014, in fact. So I noticed that there are these coaches that were building up their social followings, right, on Facebook and so forth, right? And I realized that they were only getting 5% reach to their audience. That's it, only 5%. So they were working so hard. They had one of them had a couple of hundred, the other had a couple of thousand. They're only reaching 5%. So imagine you have 1,000 followers. Your message is only reaching 50 of them. That's it.
huh.
You know, and on top of that, so I was shocked, right? And on top of that, their followers, they started getting competitors' ads on their news feeds. So this is a killer for small business. And I was shocked because I was going through my own journey as well. From a full-time employee, to consultant to business owner. I know how hard it is, to build up your own community, build up your brand and so forth. Not and to have it usurped by algorithms that actually limit your reach, and then your data is getting sold to unknown third parties. Have a look at the social dilemma on Netflix. That's a great video to look at. It talks about all this stuff. So, long story short, I felt that there needs to be a change. That when you build a community, you should truly own your community. When you post, you should get up to 100% reach to your community. You
Yeah.
know, and you should choose which advertisers are shown to your community. You know, and so, like, for example, like on Facebook or whatnot, your followers are just getting other ads that are related to your niche. Your competitors' ads are being shown to their niche. So basically, I was like, okay, better system. So own your community. You choose your advertisers. You own your data. So I actually filed a patent in 2014 on this subject, and only 5 years later, it got approved. By the U.S. Patent Office, and I filed it also all over the world. But that's one of the notable successes. And um, actually did a soft launch for Clubify.com in mid of June of 2019. Again, all about truly owning your community, your own app in a day as well, right? Because I found that most people, nowadays, there's like online builders and so forth, and if you want to get a custom app, it's very expensive. I was like, hey, I can build a platform, and then we can deliver the app in a day to you, and then on your phone you can customize the app. Completely different experience. Much simpler experience as well. Now it's actually easier to update than a website. You can update your app, right? So yeah, it's been an awesome ride so far, man. Like, happy to say, since we launched in June of 2019, we've been bringing on influencers because they're so excited that, hey, they don't have to their accounts got blocked on social media, 250,000 followers, 500,000 followers. One of them has 27 million followers, you know? And yeah, so basically now they're, some of them has already joined, some of them are looking into it now. So they're joining, businesses are joining us, like Intuit, for example. They're using it to, really excite and engage their partner audience. So they have partners and clients that they're training. And in Intuit's own words, Danielle, actually, she said that it's made her job more fun, more profitable, and her team is more productive. She's a major, she's basically a manager of relationships and whatnot at Intuit. So yeah, so it's been an awesome ride so far, man. And we grew 3x in 2020 over 2019, and our goal is to grow 10x in 2021.
And I'm sure you'll get there.
Thanks, thank you,
I'm
man.
sure you'll get it. Yes, sir. So one of the questions that I had on here was, how important is social media to, but you said a couple things there, and that's one of them, and definitely one of my struggles. So we might be talking after the call, and that's, a lot of followers, a lot of subscribers, but not a whole lot of people that are seeing, and that could be it. I didn't think on that. You just assume when you post something, everybody sees it.
Exactly.
And that's not the case. So interesting, based on the followers, subscribers, you're getting so little attention, you're back to square one kind of thing. So
you got it. You got
so
it.
is there a method that that works to get everybody to see your stuff, or is this a lot of trial and error just based on what you post out there?
Yeah, so basically there's multiple levels to that, right? The first level is that most people, as you just mentioned, right? Most people don't even know that most of your clients are not even seeing your posts, right? So that's the first hurdle. You have algorithms that you're battling, like to reach your own followers. You should be able to reach your own followers, right? Like let's say you've built a Facebook page for your clients, now imagine your clients are not able to see your post. So that's basically the first hurdle, right? Being able to see your audience connect. You can get up to 100% reach to your audience through our platform. That's the first thing. And then we use a multi-channel approach for that. So you can actually text message your people directly through our app. You can send them like push notifications, and there's no algorithm, limiting that reach. And through that one post, you can also post to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram all at the same time through that one post, So yeah, man. So basically that is one way. And also like we've gamified the entire experience, right? Where it makes it far more exciting for people to be engaged in that platform, right? There's multiple layers to your question, and happy to answer them at another time for sure.
Sure. Should every business have an app, their own app, or Facebook sufficient?
So another great question, by the way. It's not about just having an app, right? It's like saying like every person should have a car, basically it's like, is that car doing what you want it to do, right? So we're building our platform. It's a platform, and we deliver an app in a day, focused on that result, right? Basically our focus is higher community engagement. You can monetize your your audience as well, and your data is secure, right? So around those three major tenants, we deliver an app that you can customize, you can add stuff to it. It's an open API, so you can integrate with it with other third-party platforms and so forth. And yeah, like basically, to answer your question, every business needs an app that we're building. Every business needs their own community, 100%. They should own their audience because, like right now, like I talk to a lot of businesses and influencers and so forth, right? Like you can't really say your community is an asset on Facebook and whatnot. It's really not, because that community is owned by Facebook, right? It's owned by Twitter, and I hear all the time their accounts are getting blocked because all they need to do is switch a button and say, hey, you're blocked. You don't own your asset. That's not an asset. We're building assets for businesses, so yeah, man.
Interesting. Now, an app in itself, and I know little, this technology here is next level. You know all about this here. To me, it's confusing, but you said one thing is one post and it goes into every social media. That's time conserving anyway in itself. How many people does it typically take to run an app?
Yeah, no. So basically, like we made it simple that even one person can do it. But obviously, we've added like admin user functionality, so you can have, let's say, a social media manager,
Mhm.
going for the business, going in and let's say doing a post on your behalf, and um, basically, yeah, like basically it's like Hootsuite. So Hootsuite, you can post to multiple platforms. So
Sure.
we already have that functionality and a lot more on top of like push notifications. You can even send text messages, which has a
And
90% open rate, yeah, and double digit engagement. So we through that one post, you can hit all of those channels.
interesting. So people get these texts and I get them all the time from different things. Of course, things I don't think I even subscribe to. But I mean, is this are texts now eventually the way to go over an email per se?
Well, yeah, man. I would say yes. So, because that email, even LinkedIn, even Facebook, people are spammed by random users all
Mhm.
the time. Like, I get like over 1,000 email. I get approximately 1,000 emails per day. You know, um,
Yeah.
and like I'm always looking to clean it up and so forth and so forth. But email is not the best way to communicate with your clients. And with your audience. Sure, it's a method everybody knows about, but texting is far, far more intimate, and you only want to, basically, you don't want to spam everyone. When you want to have a conversation with your clients through the app, you can have a conversation with let's say 100 of your clients at once if you wanted to in an intimate manner, so it's just a really cool platform.
Somebody mentioned that we're in the process of doing landing pages and campaigns and emails, and I was all about this. Let's start sending more emails, kind of thing. And somebody mentioned that a couple people were saying text, so it just kind of I didn't even think of that. Which I mean, it's more direct. People don't have to go to it; they're typically on their phone at one point or another. So, do
Mhm.
you recommend people build their own app? I wouldn't know where to start.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, what we've done is make it super simple, right? So we follow a done for you model, right?
Mhm.
Where we work in 4 phases, right? Phase one, get the app in a day. So all you'd really need is what app icon do you want? What app name do you want? And what do you want the your main background image to be? That's it. 3 things, right? That's all we really need to get your app in a day on your phone, right? Super simple, right? And we actually have a form that you can fill out, pop in those things. Let's say even if you don't have that, say use a generic one for now. I'm not sure of my logo, but I want to get my own app and I can play around with it. So those 3 things you can actually do that. Make it that simple to get your app in a day, right? So that's phase one, app in a day. Phase two is customization, right? The app is on your phone. Now you can start customizing your logo, your colors, your graphics. I want to add products and services. I want to add my store out, everything, with few clicks, you're actually doing this stuff, right? Let's say you can upload courses and whatnot within Clubify because it's all about monetization as well. Let's say you have your courses on another platform, you can link that within Clubify, within your own app. So let's say the app would be called, for example, Company ABC, or ABC app, it's completely branded to you, So phase one, app in a day. Phase two, customize. Phase three is soft launch, right? So you have your app, we actually publish it to the App Store for you. So now you can start inviting your community members, your clients to say, hey, test this out. What do you think? We recommend at least 10 clients to test it out, get a feel for it. If there's any bugs or if there's any features, they're like, hey, let's really add this. We're like, hey, no problem, we'll add it, depending on your tier. And then phase four is full launch, right? Then we're like, hey, use this marketing email. It just basically outlines all the benefits. Here's your links to your app and so forth. And yeah, like we essentially help promote the businesses, and then at that point, because we have influencers in our network and as our clients actually, what we do is like, hey, if let's say if you're a coach, a business coach, right, or let's say you're a relationship coach, let's say as an example, right, we're like, hey, we have a moms group that's our client with 450,000 followers. Maybe we should make that connection to you to scale your business,
Mhm.
right? So not only we're providing you a platform to scale, we're helping you scale your business.
Interesting. Will you build me an app?
Yeah, man. We can definitely talk, brother.
Ab- I, I'm interested, absolutely. And it's one more thing that we can add. No, it's huge, absolutely.
Thank you.
Saqib, you're very successful. I mean, you're doing great, and I have no doubts that you're going to multiply and keep on going. If you had to do it all over again, start all over, what would you do different?
Oh man. No, I actually love the ride. There's not much I would change, like we definitely have had challenges like, okay, which platform should we use for to actually develop the app? Because a lot of hybrid app platforms came out like PhoneGap, Titanium, and so forth. I wish we just went to native directly, but because native is awesome and all of our platforms are built on native, but you have to you're obviously choosing, right, what's the best platform to use, right? And native is the most expensive way to actually build an app, right? But happy to say, man, like I actually wouldn't change it because it gave me so much insight. Like I know exactly all these platforms can do. I know React Native, I know Flutter, I know the ins and outs of every platform. And I'm really happy we actually went with native. So yeah.
What do you think the key to success is?
Man, persistence. That's what I've seen. Persistence aligned with your passion and purpose. Because yeah, if you have those three things, man, you're definitely going to be on the right track, right? Because it's like a Venn diagram. Basically, what's the market need, right? Does it align with your purpose? Does it align with your passion? And if you're persistent, man, you're going to be successful. I've seen so many people like they're just persistent. They weren't like they weren't like well known before, but they started going. They were consistent. Now, man, they're successful, like uber successful. Like yeah, man, and that works.
Yeah, keep going. Definitely. Too many people start something and lose steam. I say that all the time about the New
Yep.
Year's resolution or something. Second week into February, no, they're nowhere to be found. So, what would you say to somebody trying to get into business to be successful? Same thing. Be persistent. Go at it.
Yeah, and then basically just do your research. The first thing when you go into business is like, is there a market need for it? That's the biggest thing. So you have to focus, right? Like if you're doing something because like it's just you're passionate about it, that's a hobby. That's it. You go to business to make money, right? So is there a market need? Are you passionate about it? Does it align with your inner purpose, right? Because if it does not align with your inner purpose, you're going to lose steam again, right? So if you have purpose, it's much easier to be persistent because if it's aligned with your purpose. So if you have the drive, like the passion, and then there's that market need, there's a very high chance that you can be successful.
Absolutely. Well, said Saqib, we can keep talking to you and we will be talking. I am very intrigued and interested in that app whole situation. So you taught me a lot even in this quick little podcast. So absolutely. For those wanting to connect with you, how can they locate you, find you?
Yeah, I'm actually on LinkedIn. I'm sure you can, send them the link and whatnot. You can also email me. The easiest one is contact@clubify.com. So contact at clubify.com, and that's the easiest way. But I'm sure you'll also provide the all the links and so forth. So
A-
clubify.com.
Absolutely. On this video here, for those of you tuning in, if you scroll down, of course, all Saqib's links will be attached to it. So yeah, definitely. No, we will be talking and we can't thank you. Thank you enough for coming on here.
My pleasure, man. Awesome talking to you.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye now.